It squeezed today. Massive, massive squeeze. It finishes at $22.15. That is up 85.82% today. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe. And if you enjoy my content and want to support my channel, please check out my Patreon. Link in the description down below. Okay, here's AMC. So this finishes at 55.05. That's up 0.09% today. So pretty flat trading. And I see in the after hours, it's down about 50 cents. So earlier this morning, can't remember exactly how much this was trading at, but it was pumping. It was pumping. And just throughout the day, saw a gradual pullback. It went red and finishes slightly in the green. It's still trading in this channel. Not really much different from yesterday about what I said. I'm just going to recap what I said yesterday. It's trading in this channel now, this sideways channel, this rectangle, between 58 and 51. If this goes to the upside, next level of resistance would be 62, and then the all-time high of 72.62. And if it breaks that, well, then it's uncharted territory at that point. Nobody really knows where it's going to go. The market will decide for itself. Now, if this goes to the downside, the next level of support would be 51, and then about 38. There's probably more levels of support between 51 and 38. It's just that there's not much data to go off of yet, so I can't really draw that. But there's probably one or two new levels of support there that we just don't know about yet. RSI is at 76, so it still is in overbought, overvalued territory, but it is coming down significantly. It is coming back down to earth, returning to normal. The volume is decreasing every single day. There's less and less volume. That kind of signals that this is going to pull back. I'm not going to say it is because this is a meme stock. But, usually when the volume is decreasing, that means the run is generally over and probably going to pull back. I did see unusual options activity on AMC. So let's go over that right now. So I did see this trade earlier in the day. This is a put spread, June 11th, expiring this Friday. 2,648 put options for the 70 strike was traded. And then we have same thing for the 65 strike put. Now, if you do the math, in total, and turns out this was a $1.1 million trade. So very, very unusual activity there. Now, so we know it's a put spread, but is it a put debit spread or a put credit spread? Well, to find that out, we have to look at the time of this trade, which was 9:55. So we look on the chart and we look at 9:55. So where my cursor is right now, this was 9:55. So we know it's a put spread. If it went up, we know that it's a debit spread. If it goes down, we know that it's a credit spread. It tanks after 9:55. So therefore, we can confirm that this is a put credit spread. All that means is that this person, they think that by June 11th, this Friday, well, they want AMC to finish between 65 and 70. If it does, they're going to make max money. If it goes below 65, that's when they would still make money, but not the max gain. And if it goes above 70, that's when they would start losing money. So, interesting stuff here. Okay, so that's all I got for AMC. Let's go to Clover. So yesterday I said that the cup and handle was forming, and it looked like Clover was going to pull back and consolidate, and then there was going to be another breakout. That's what I said yesterday. I was completely wrong. Completely wrong. It squeezed today. Massive, massive squeeze. It finishes at $22.15. That is up 85.82% today. So, congratulations to everyone holding Clover. Very happy for you guys. Congratulations on the tendies. So, let's take a look at this. So at one point, this was pushing 100%. I think it did reach 100% for the day. Did pull back a little bit. So right off the bat, we can see there's a gap here, a gap up at around $12. You know, when there's a gap up, the gap is likely to fill. So just based on the technicals, we can assume that at some point this is going to come back down to $12. No guarantee, but usually gaps do fill. Actually, we see back here, there was a gap down that never got filled at around 14. And today, that gap got filled. So eventually, this is likely to come back down to fill the gap at $12. Not good news for the bulls, but that's what the chart says. Volume is at 722 million today. Crazy volume. By far, the biggest volume day ever for this company. The RSI is at 91, so this currently is in overbought, overvalued territory. Very deep in overbought, overvalued territory. So I would just caution everyone, be careful. Okay, there's also unusual options activity for this one too. So let's take a look at that. We got a spread here. This is a call spread, and we don't know which one it is yet, but we'll talk about that in just a second. So we got a call spread here. There was a trade for June 18th. $10 calls, 3,500 traded for $1,080. Then there's another trade for June 18th. $19 strike. Same thing, 3,500 traded for $530. So if you do the math, that's almost a $2 million trade. $1.9 million trade there. Is this a call credit spread or call debit spread? Well, let's find out. Okay, so this was at 151. So let's take a look at the chart. Okay, so if you look at my cursor, here's 151. So as soon as this trade was initiated, the stock tanks. Not significantly, but the stock goes down right after this trade was made. So what can that tell us? Is this a call debit spread or a call credit spread? Well, this is a call credit spread. The stock sold off. If the stock went up, that would have been a call debit spread. But since the stock went down, this is a call credit spread. So this person here, whoever made this $1.9 million trade, they're just betting that the best case scenario, the max profit, would be if Clover finishes between 10 and 19 by June 18th. That's what they're betting on. I mean, that's a really wide range, 10 and 19. And I would say that has a pretty good shot at working out. Now, if this goes below 10, they're going to make money, just not as much as the max gain. And if this stays above 19, then that's when this person's really going to start getting in trouble and start losing money. So, but this person is hopefully betting that this stays between 10 and 19. Okay, here's Workhorse. So I forget when the last time I talked about this was, a couple days ago. But it's still been running. It's at 15.58 today. That's up 11.67%. So it was fighting at this resistance of about 1480 for a little bit, for a few days now. It briefly broke that, came back down, and today it broke that again. So now we're actually in that channel. We're in this new channel of 1950, and we'll call it 1470. So if this goes to the upside, next level of resistance would be 1950. And if it breaks 1950, this can go to the next level of resistance of 22. And then 2550. And if it breaks that, it can go to 3120 approximately. And then the all-time high of 43. Now, if this goes to the downside, next level of support would be 12. And then if it breaks 12, this could go all the way back down to 7. Pretty wide channels here. Pretty wide channels. So any way this goes, this is going to be some serious price action, some serious price movement. The RSI is at 69, so almost in overbought, overvalued territory. Approaching that very quickly. The volume did look like it was dying down, but today it just came back up out of nowhere. Finished with 72 million volume today. That's a lot of volume. So that's a bit odd. Makes me think that maybe it's not done yet. It looked like it was before, but crazy volume today. So maybe it's not. We'll have to see in the next few trading sessions. And I did have unusual options activity on this one too, so let's take a look at that. Okay, so first one, we see right here. Somebody made a trade for January 20th, 2023, $50 strike. So this was leaps. So someone is betting a lot of money on leaps right here. We do that math real quick. That is a $778,000 YOLO. It's not a YOLO actually. I'm too used to Wall Street bets. But that's almost an $800,000 bet for leaps right there. Now we don't know if that was a buy or a sell. So let's check that out. This happened at 11:35. So if we look at the chart and we look at 11:35, so right here at 11:35, we see a sell-off immediately. So this tells me that this was a sell. Looks like somebody is betting that this is going to be under $50 by January 20th, 2023. I mean, right now it's at like 16. The high is 1744. You know, that seems pretty reasonable. That seems pretty reasonable that this will finish under $50 by January 2023. And if this guy's correct, he gets to keep his $800,000. So pretty decent play there. You know, do what you want with that information. And there's also another trade. July 16th, $25 strike. Somebody traded calls and puts. So if we do that math, that is almost a $2 million trade there. About $1.8 million trade there. And I know that's a straddle. Well, we don't know if it's a long straddle or a short straddle yet. We'll get to that in a second. But a straddle is when you buy or sell options, a call and a put. You either buy a call and a put, or you sell a call and a put for the same strike, same expiration. That's what happened here, July 16th, $25 strike. So now we have to figure out if this is a long straddle or a short straddle. So we look at 10:47 in the morning, right before this massive sell-off. So it sells off, so that tells us that is a short straddle, meaning he sold these options. He sold calls and he sold puts. All that means is that this guy is betting that by July 16th, hopefully this finishes around $25. The further out this goes away from $25, he's going to make less money. But the closer it finishes to $25, he's going to keep more of his premium, his $1.8 million premium. So, but basically, the takeaway from this is that somebody bet $1.8 million that this is going to be around 25 by July 16th. So, big trade there. You guys do what you want with that information there. So, that is Workhorse. Okay, so here's GME. Finishes at $300 on the dot. So, that was up 7.14% today. It briefly touched the next level of resistance at 350, and then it came right back down to the next level of support at 300. If this goes to the upside, next level of resistance would be 350, then 380, and then the all-time high of 483. If this goes to the downside, this can go to 260, 220, and if it breaks 220, this can go all the way back to 150. I really don't think it's going back to 150, but it's meme stock, anything can happen. Interesting, because now we see a cup here, cup and handle. So the cup just completed. Follow my cursor, there's the cup, there's the U. The top of the cup being 350. I kind of predict that this is going to pull back, and it's going to start to form a handle. Maybe it'll pull back to 260, maybe 220. But it looks like all the other meme stocks where a cup and handle is forming, the cup forms, the handle forms, consolidation happens, and then there's another breakout. So I'm expecting this to pull back for a little bit and consolidate for a little bit, and then I predict a breakout. RSI is at 70, so this is just barely in overbought, oversold territory. So I would just advise everyone to be careful with this at this point. Really not too much volume, though. That's interesting. Volume is at 17 million, a little above that. That's really not that much compared to other days that GME has had in the past. So that's a little concerning there. That makes me think that this run is a fake out. So that just kind of makes me believe even more that this is going to come back down. But again, it's a meme stock. You can't really look at the technicals too much when it comes to meme stocks. Okay, and there was also activity going on here. Unusual options activity. GME earnings is tomorrow. I did not know that. A buy the hype, sell the news play? That's kind of scary. So maybe a lot of people are buying the hype right now. And there might be a bloodbath tomorrow. That's typically what happens. Buy the rumor, sell the news. So we see here, June 11th, $350 call. That's a $1.5 million trade. $1.5 million trade for June 11th, $350 strike, call option. So we don't know if that's a sell or a buy. So we look at the time, which is 11:51. So here's 11:51. So right after that, stock crashed down. So that means this was a sell. This was a sell. So that means someone bet $1.5 million that this is going to stay under $350 by June 11th on Friday. Do what you want with that information, but that's telling me that GME is not going above 350 by this Friday. And, smart money made that play. Seems like an institutional bet. So it does not appear that GME is going to 350 by Friday. And they bet $1.5 million on that. So they're probably pretty confident about that. And if they're correct, they get to keep their whole $1.5 million bet. If they're not, they might be in a bit of trouble. So that's what I found. Unusual activity on GME there. Okay, let's move on to Wish. Okay, here's Wish. I'm gonna be honest, guys. I don't really know too much about this company. I just saw this trending. Yeah, it finishes at $11.63. That's up 49.87% today. So this looks like a squeeze. May not be done yet, but it's definitely getting squeezed. It's at least a gamma squeeze. I'm not going to say short squeeze because people get upset about that when I use the term short squeeze. They're like, you don't know what a short squeeze is. Do your research. Okay, gamma squeeze. It broke the $10 resistance today, blasted through that, and it briefly touched the $12 resistance. If it breaks that, the next level of resistance would be 1550, 1750, 20, 24, 28, and 30. So these are pretty wide channels here. So, this is going to be some serious price movement here. If this goes to the downside, it can come back down to the next level of support at 10. And if it breaks 10, it can come back to the low of 750. So really, there's a lot of upside here and not too much downside, to be honest. This looks pretty attractive. I'm not going to lie. Absolutely insane volume today. Has 211 million volume. By far, the biggest volume ever. The next biggest volume day was like 40 million. So it just 5x'd the previous all-time high volume, which was yesterday. RSI is at 58, so that's pretty standard, that's pretty average there. So this really does look like it has a lot more room to run. What's the short interest on Wish? Let's go check that real quick. 11.42% short interest, percent of float. So that's pretty decent. Not the most, not as much as Clover, but hey, that's still a pretty decent short size there. So I can see why it got squeezed today. Okay, look at that. Average price target is 18. 11 analysts, 9 say buy, 2 say hold, none say sell. Average price target 18.30. this might be a buy. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Sorry, I'm kind of like doing my own research during the show here. But hey, it looks pretty good at first glance. So that is Wish. Thanks everyone for watching today. I appreciate you guys. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe. And if you enjoy my content and want to support my channel, please check out my Patreon. Link in the description down below. You apes already know, diamond hands to the moon. Appreciate you, Manny, sorry, don't know how to pronounce your name. But I appreciate you, man. Thank you for subscribing. I'm Ty. This is Smarter Gambling. See you guys tomorrow. Peace out.